New lows. President Biden's approval rating only seems to be getting lower and lower, according to new reports. According to an Ipsos poll, this week's Biden's approval rating hits 44%. And looking at the trends over the past few months, the disapproval rating is on the up. These numbers come after seeing one disaster after another in the Biden administration, from the border crisis, botched Afghanistan withdrawal, and of course, constant COVID confusion, to name a few items there. Well, now for reaction to this week's numbers, it is advisor to President Trump and former executive director for Trump's National Diversity Coalition, Bruce LeVell, and constitutional law attorney and President Trump's former legal counsel, Jenna Ellis. So great to have you both here.
Yeah, happy Saturday.
To see you both.
Happy Saturday to you, Bruce. Well, you know, President Biden's COVID mandate remarks not sitting well with a lot of people. They are contributing to his low approval rating. Let's take a quick listen to that.
The bottom line, we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers. We're going to reduce the spread of COVID-19 by increasing the share of the workforce that is vaccinated in businesses all across America. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us.
Jenna, you and I have talked about this a lot on Cortez and Pellegrino, that the mandates just keep getting more and more strict. Now they're just making it hard on anybody that says, you know what, I want to have a choice in what I do with my health.
Yeah, and I think that the 44% approval rating is probably another fake news poll. I can't even imagine that there's 44% of people in America that actually think that he's doing a good job. When you see the president of the United States coming out and blaming fellow Americans for a free and fair choice of their own and their own best health interests, when you see how he's refusing to close the border, you see his disastrous foreign policy decisions over in Afghanistan, and finally it took 3 weeks to get the truth from the Department of Defense about the drone strike that killed at least 7 children. I mean, this is a president that clearly doesn't know what he's doing and has very incompetent people in his administration. And we hire a U.S. president to do one job, just one, to preserve and protect our individual God-given rights and make sure that we have freedom and liberty in this country. Joe Biden is failing on all fronts, and I can't believe that 44% of Americans are so disassociated with reality that they would actually say that he's doing a good job.
Yeah, I can't either. And Bruce, I want to get your reaction as well, because I know you're a business owner. You know, you've got these mandates, businesses now having to, play COVID police essentially with their staff. I mean, what do you think about that and the impact on this administration?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. You know, I'm really just shocked. And you're right, Jen. I'm a business owner here in Atlanta for 28 years. You know, I represent 30 million of us small business owners in this country. And yes, we are a force to be reckoned with. We make up 62% of the GDP. So, you know, we're very powerful. But does Joe and this administration ever ask guys like me? Has he had a meeting with all the governors up there and ask, hey, what's going on? How can we help? Or are you just pretty much reading cue cards that Susan Rice is giving you? So, yeah, the other thing, too, about those polls, and my sister Jenna hit it right on the money. You got to look at where the originator, who's actually doing the poll, number one. Because I agree with her. I believe it's much lower. And and watch this, guys. Imagine if all the fake CNN, MSDNC, all the other news outlets would literally just report the news for what it is, for better or for worse, like a great marriage that I have, richer for poor, better for worse. Imagine if they just did that. You would get a real reality probably somewhere in the 20s, because then the whole truth would be out there. You wouldn't have this where they're trying to ban a drone for going over just to cover the news. Y'all saw that little deal, and God knows what else. And to have a sitting president sit up there and just read a cue card without taking real uncomfortable questions and that's one thing I have to say about President Trump. President Trump, I know you're watching this segment. Man, you were the truth when it came to just being very transparent, taking any question, no matter how uncomfortable it was. Joe won't do that.
No, I was in the briefing room. I saw it for myself. I want to shift gears a little bit, too, and get your reaction to this rally today happening in our nation's capital. People flocking there this afternoon in what's called a Justice for January 6th rally, which former President Trump is telling his supporters to stay away from. Jenna, what are your thoughts on those who called it a setup?
Yeah, well, I've been following this on Twitter today and just laughing at people basically saying, sorry, FBI, this was kind of a failed setup. And, I think that people are being very cautious and careful. And they know that these types of gatherings and rallies aren't really the best way necessarily right now to voice our opinions and voice the pushback, of course, that we need to have against an overreaching federal government. Of course, there does need to be justice for the January 6th political prisoners that are still being held unconstitutionally without reasonable bail. That's an 8th Amendment violation. And I think that the lawyers that are representing those political prisoners are absolutely right. And listen, President Trump, that was one of the things that he was very clear about, that was very bipartisan, was criminal justice reform. And now you have the Biden administration, that is trying to reach out to the Black community, to a lot of other people who are very concerned about unequal justice in this country. And yet it's their administration and it's the Department of Justice, it's the FBI that is refusing to comply with the U.S. Constitution. And so, for those of us who are very concerned about the Constitution, this just is yet again another political failure of the Biden administration that is putting politics ahead of genuine true justice and following our rule of law in this country.
Right. And, Bruce, you mentioned the fake news media, and it's so funny. You could have seen this coming, right? CNN wanted it both ways. They wanted a big old riot. And now they're lamenting the fact that it was a pretty low turnout.
Yeah. I'd be interesting to see if, who was interviewing these participants, where they're from, who you're from, what you doing down here, So that would be very interesting to see. Maybe we'll find out in the next few days or so. But Jen's actually right. And by the way, not all the Justice Department are in on it, but there's a few bad apples in every organization. My prayer, and my prayer more than anything, is hoping that the truth will prevail. And there's one thing about the Trump administration. It did unveil the generations and generations of pay to play. It was a very uncomfortable situation because you had an honest sitting president that didn't owe any favors or any pay to plays or any favors to get into office to where he's at. So yes, he challenged all aspects of the government, and as I call it, the generational curses that were totally like anchored down in this society that we're dealing with. So I'm praying that eventually more and more will come to light and that the truth will prevail. As my sister Jenna, a great constitutional lawyer, says, I still believe in the Constitution.
Indeed. Well, Bruce
Amen,
LeVell,
my friend.
Jenna Ellis, always a blast with both of you. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you both. Thanks, Jen.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.